Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of We Go Deep with Kat and Sarah. Today we are going deep with It's All Thought, or Hey, I got some knee pain.
Hey, I've got some knee pain too, Sarah Joy.
Okay, so this could be called the knee pain episode, otherwise known as It's All Thought. I guess I started off our conversation of what are we going to talk about with I keep coming back to we are expressions of divine intelligence as humans, and we are the energy of the universe in form. Um, and we're creating our lived reality, our experience of life from thought every moment. And I started to see things that I had previously, they're just things that always were, things that, and I started to see them as, oh, is that thought too? And how could that be something I'm creating? What would that be about? And I don't remember how I started to wonder about my knee. But it has hurt on and off since I was 14, and I could tell you all the, um, sports injuries reasons for it. Um, but I started, it started to look to me like the entire thing, the injuries included, were made of thought. Not that the injury never happened. Um, or why hasn't it healed? Why is it still like, oh, that knee just hurts, let's forget about it?
Well, I almost wanted to stop you when you said, we're divine intelligence and, you know, uh, uh, the formless and taken form, like, okay, we can just stop there. You said it so beautifully. And a question I have for you, like, how do you know your knee hasn't healed?
I guess that depends on one's definition of the word healed. Um, it it limits me. It gives out every now and then.
Yeah, we could really have a whole conversation, and we should, about the definition of healing and what
Well,
that.
yeah, I guess up until a couple weeks ago, it I didn't think anything of it. Yeah, my knee is like this, the bone is shaped differently because of long ago injury. That's just the way it is. It has these limits. So who cares? It gives out every now and then. Um, and I started to wonder if it was because of thought.
Yeah.
And the fact that that came to me, I thought, okay, well, that's interesting. I wouldn't have had that thought. Anyway, it came to me that it's a way I'm holding myself back. And that at one point I decided I needed to hold back. And I know
Mhm.
it sounds, but that, so I find for myself that once I see something as potentially being made of thought, I will have a specific, I'll often see a specific, but not quite specific where it might have started. I go, oh my goodness.
Mhm.
And to me, it feels very different from what one might call going into the past. I don't think the past needs to be fixed or anything like that, but it starts to dissolve, and I see, oh, holy cow, I'm still in every moment feeling like I have to hold back or be less than somehow. And my knee is holding that somehow. And that's enough.
Mm.
So since I saw that, and I went, and in that moment, I went, I don't need to do that anymore. I don't, I only thought I needed that. I thought I needed that. Well, so it, my knee actually started changing and clunking, and it cracked like several loud, like gunshot type cracks. I was like, what is that? Like, that's never happened before. And then it came to me to stretch it. And then it came to me to do this. Well, now from my hip to my ankle hurts. But kind of specifically. And it feels like it has reawakened, and I think something that was like a chronic scar tissue is unwinding, and it hurts. And so, I mean, I think given another couple of weeks, I'll have an ending to the story. Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to pull something out of that and just see what you think.
Yeah.
The This is what I heard, and I could be wrong. This is the way I'm taking it. That the origin or the point in time where the mind decided knee pain could be used to hold yourself back, right? Something occurred to you that might have happened, right? And it sounds like what you're saying is sometimes we can become aware of where the belief, the thinking, the holding ourselves back, and sometimes we don't have to know for that thought held belief to fall away. But sometimes it shows up. Sometimes it becomes evident. Oh yeah, I know when that started. I know where that started, but I don't think it's necessary to know. We recognize that this is a belief held in thought, and it's not true. And it's cool sometimes helpful to see where it came from. Am I
Yeah.
off off with that, or what do you think about that?
Yeah. No, I agree. I've had things fall away when I realized I like when I realized the level of overthinking I was habitually living in, and I started to shift out of that, I had a lot of physical things clear up, aches and pains and things that, oh, I guess that was related to all that thought. How interesting. I've had behaviors where I realized months later, huh, I stopped doing that thing. I guess I didn't need it anymore. Um, and then there's other things where it seems like something gets my attention as it it's more in looking back and in just talking about this knee thing, because for years, like my entire adult life, I never gave it two thoughts. Even when it wasn't functioning great, I didn't care. And then all of a sudden it's coming to my attention, this could change. Huh? Really? And so, and then it specifically came to me. And so I find if something like that comes to me, I felt like I was outside of it. Like I could see it as thought. I didn't see it as, um, oh, it hurts because that time I was traumatized, or like I was more outside of it feeling. But yeah, sometimes things will come to me like, oh my goodness, I've been believing this for however many years, and I don't have to anymore. And that's somehow tied to my knee. How interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm really curious. Um, because I also see such great possibility for healing and for change. Like anything's possible. Will the functioning of my knee completely change? Will it 50% change? Will who? I don't know. I suppose it could also go into, okay, now it functions worse than ever.
We
I,
don't know. We don't know.
obviously I don't know, but it's maybe the only thing holding me together was that thought. I'm laughing because I don't think that's the case, but it affords the body the opportunity to heal, and it will, however much it's capable of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a recurrence, shall we say, of knee pain that was intense enough that I forego playing tennis and pickleball, which I normally do like 5 days a week, right? For 2 or 3 weeks, I bet. And I have the sense that that was related to kind of a deeper seeing of my thought, believed, made up personality construct. Like I feel like I'm in a in the really really in the guts of uh a deeper seeing of a thought created me that's starting to fall apart. And I almost have this sense that aches and pains are like some way of the body going, no, no. Like, I don't know. I know that might sound really weird. That's just kind of what it seems like to me, like almost the opposite of what you would expect. Like, oh, if you start seeing the truth of who you are, then aren't you going to just feel better? Physically, aches and pains go away. I don't know. I'm curious about that. But and I have no idea. But that occurred to me as a possibility.
There's one bit of that I do know, because I studied it for a while. Pain isn't what we think it is.
Right.
And I started to deliberately, for like 3 years as a chiropractor, look for what is actually causing pain. And different examples, pain happens when the body starts to heal. So, for example, if you break an arm, it doesn't hurt. The actual injury doesn't hurt. And I don't think it does for anything. It's where the arm, the muscle spasm to try and keep the bones aligned so it can heal. So the very beginning of the healing process, usually there's pain involved. If you tear a tendon, the process of laying down new tendon cells, like actually rebuilding the tendon, that there's a level of pain involved in that because it needs inflammation to actually build new cells. And so my knee right now feels like it was held with some scar tissue in a particular um, weird biomechanical position for what, like 40 years. So, and I said the first step was this crack, 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 and it felt like my entire lower leg was detaching and reattaching in a different position. And
Wow.
like I was actually scared a couple times, going, oh, is it falling off? Crap. And then it didn't. But the pain came in after that, and and to me it feels like scar tissue like muscle tissue, connective tissue rebuilding from what it had been in a depleted state. So often when we heal, aches and pains are part of the body rebuilding because now we've already healed. And it looks like, oh no, why is it that I'm getting worse? But yeah, I like how you said you feel like there's a breaking down of the thought created persona or reality, or yeah. The more I live from the feeling of myself as love or energy or the universe, the more the life, all these interesting aspects of the life I thought I was living or the life I had been, or the construct, I guess is a really good word, the construct of what I had
Mhm.
created on so many different levels, personality, body, relationship, like just stuff is reorganizing, falling
That's,
away,
yeah. No, that is,
shifting.
I don't think my contract isn't reorganizing, like it's dissolving
Mm.
with a fight. With a no. No, no, you need these beliefs.
Mm. Yeah, there's some of that I have sometimes. There's times where I feel like it's like, oh, you had a sunroom on the right side of your house, and all of a sudden now it's over on the left side of your house, and your basement's now in the attic. And everything's shifting around, and oh, there used to be a mudroom, and now it's just gone. There's a field there. Wow.
I love where we've gone, even though we started out talking about knee pain.
Maybe we're
uh,
more into the part of it's all thought. And we're the creator.
but that's if when people see that, it's everything. It
Yeah.
it it the identity of a me is 100% constructed in thought, which is imagination. So there isn't one.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's this form that the divine intelligence has expressed itself in form. I guess. I don't even know. I mean, that's just how it looks to me.
Yeah. I said to someone today, because they were asking about spiritual me versus the body me, and how it looked to them like completely different, like not at all one. Um, but I had said, and I liked the way it came out, we're who we are is before creation. We're not created. Our bodies are created. We're before that. We're the energy that always has been and always will be. And there's a line that in some, I don't know where, but Sydney Banks had said once, um, we are that which created the life in the first place. I was like that. And I think that part of us is creating our bodies, our persona, everything.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then the power in seeing ourselves as the creator, it's everything's up for grabs,
Mhm. Including pain in the knee.
including that. And as you were talking, we were talking about that. I said reorganization, and you said dissolving, and the life that we had created is shifting just in seeing a bigger picture. I don't feel like I'm actually the one reorganizing. It feels like it's doing that all on its own. And I'm kind of along for the ride. And sure, I'm the one, I'm kind of wondering, oh, what about my knee? But I'm not the one that brought it to my attention. I'm
Absolutely, Sarah.
I'm
Yes,
following along, but it's me and not me all at the same time.
yes, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the way I'm seeing it is all we are is awareness. Like the ability to be aware,
Mm.
but we're not the thinker. We're not the creator of the thought. We're not there isn't even an entity that constructed this persona. Like that just happened. Because what's constant all the way at Kathleen at 5, Kathleen at 15, Kathleen at 60 is just the knowing, just the awareness that there's aliveness here. And then all this happening is not me doing it or orchestrating it. Like just what you just said.
Yeah. And it just keeps getting better and better.
Well, I don't know about better. I don't I can't say that. I can just say I I have a thirst for what's true.
Mm.
Is that better or worse? Or it's just what is? I just don't want to be. I know there's struggle in aligning with what's not true. I'm
Yeah.
kind of I'm kind of over that.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say for me, just for me. It isn't better. It's just reality. It's just what is. And I'm cool. I'm okay with that. I can always be because I am that, but I'm not that. If that makes sense. It doesn't, but
Makes sense to me. Yeah.
well,
I guess I was sort of wondering, I'm like, what do I mean by better? Cool stuff keeps showing up. and I'm more and more delighted with it. And
Mm.
the life I find that I'm living, it just keeps getting more and more awesome, cool, delighted. I mean, I'm so delighted that my entire leg hurts at this point and I'm limping around. Like, this is fantastic.
You know, I
So, you know, in
I
two,
have a
when
lot of I have a lot of uh experience of something that feels like better. But that isn't the drive for me. Like that's sometimes a consequence,
right.
of all of this. And sometimes it's not. But what you were speaking to, that I do think happens more. I'm seeing this like more synchronicity,
Mm,
more when I start getting aligned with the truth of who I am, then things just seem to come together. Or there's a sense that, I'm in a river and I'm not paddling upstream anymore. And as I'm carried through this river of life, there's some rough water. There are rapids, you know. Is that better? Like, it just seems to be the way it is to me.
mm.
Wow. I'm glad we called our podcast We Go Deep, because we can start talking about knee pain and look where we ended up.
Yeah, cool. Any parting thoughts?
Uh, I could I could be really cool with just calling it a wrap here. What about you, Sarah Joy? Do you have a parting thought or two?
What came to mind was what I started with. We are the energy of life, creating in every single moment with the gift of thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we can be aware of it. We are aware of it, aware of itself, ourself. An ocean of awareness. Okay. Well, thanks everyone. We'll talk to you another week. Bye.